Hello, my name is Steve Davis, and this is my background. As a kid, I grew up in Germany, and when my family and my father took me to Porsche races, my American family was doing destruction derby and off-roading, so I have a taste of both American and German motorsports. After high school, I was a hydraulic mechanic in the military, got trained to be a crew chief on C-5s. I even worked on C-17s in Iraq. After the military, I went to college and got my business degree in marketing. I spent 5 years in the automotive industry working for companies like Michelin and Jasper in engines and transmissions. Right now, I'm the vice president of electric vehicle entrepreneurs of Silicon Valley. I wish I knew the questions that investors were going to ask me ahead of time so I could sit down and answer them in a calm, appropriate manner. So I called the smartest man I know to ask what he thinks investors might ask, and he answered, "Whiff 'em." And I was a bit frustrated with my dad because how the heck is he going to tell me just whiff him? Such a simple structure after a year of business development, executive summaries, financial figures on top of making a working prototype. After I thought about it, he's right. All of my last year's hard work is all static noise to what is really important. Let's take a step back and go down the history books to the beginning of the car. And if you love automobiles as much as me, this should be fun.
Yeah.
Go hard.
In 1901, Ferdinand Porsche created the first hybrid. That's right, the hybrid was made in 1901. But due to its price and weight, not too many of these vehicles were sold. And about 11 years later, Cadillac strapped an electric motor onto a gas engine, creating the first ever electric start motor. And it assisted the engine in the startup process. But why wasn't the hybrid design, where helping the vehicle while already running, further developed? Maybe it's because crude oil was discovered in Oklahoma and Texas at about the same time the Model T was being produced at a pretty affordable price. Either way, the hybrid design didn't reappear until 1997, decades later. My point is, for the past 90 years, we've made the gas engine extremely efficient.
The internal combustion engine is as efficient as it's ever going to be.
Instead of us developing an electric vehicle over the past century, we made technology to better dig and find oil. Right now there's a market for aftermarket hybrid conversions in both the efficient and performance application, especially full-size pickup trucks. There are companies right now that can take your Ford F-150 and get 30 miles per gallon advertised and unofficially 50 miles per gallon, at a price tag around $40,000. Oh, and by the way, fleets only. What there isn't right now is a company that could take your personal vehicle and install a kit to convert your vehicle to a hybrid EV motor gas engine in an affordable way. And that's exactly what I want to do. Give you the option to install a hybrid kit in your personal gas SUV, truck, or larger sedan.
There are many ways to convert a gas vehicle to an electric hybrid. This illustration shows the simplest way we plan on converting hybrid vehicles. In order to make an engine more efficient, you have to understand the flaws in the original design. Here's a front view of the engine along with belt routing. The engine is robbed of power by the air conditioning, power steering, alternator, and air conditioning, as well as the engine fan. So in preparation, we remove some of these engine robbing components, like the air conditioning unit seen here. Where the old design robbed the engine of its power, the new design will be an electric motor installed, assisting the engine while the engine is running. So as the crankshaft spins, so does the electric motor. They are essentially helping each other out. We understand that most people would rather keep their air conditioning, so our next design will be mounted just like a supercharger, but instead of spinning the supercharger to increase the compression of the engine, the electric motor will help the motor, assist the engine in spinning.
Things are changing at a pretty rapid rate.
The very way we do business is changing before our very eyes. Companies that were profitable in the past, had a huge monopoly, aren't as profitable nowadays. Salvage yards are booming. Companies that have quality over quantity, they're booming. New words have sprung up like disruption and startup. Those companies are thriving nowadays because they have new business models that aren't the old-fashioned type of way of doing business.
In 2013, Jasper Engines and Transmissions made $300 million. A year later, in 2014, they made almost $600 million in revenue. And I know this because the CEO told me personally. I want the same business model as Jasper. Whatever can be manufactured can be remanufactured and made better. What's the value of a vehicle? And I don't mean straight line depreciation from KBB. I'm not going to let some accountant tell me the value of my vehicle. You know how much effort goes into making a car, molding it into a drivable vehicle? You know that there are some cars out there right now that are really good vehicles but are barely worth more than their value in scrap metal? There's a market for remanufacturing cars right now. Check out Fast and Loud, Gas Monkey, Hollywood Car Club, overhauling with Chip Foose, and there's money to be made. My company, Fusion Auto, will make hybrid kits for you to install at home, do it yourself. Fusion Auto will also install these kits if you want us to do it. Fusion Auto will buy cars, install these kits, and resell the car, much like an aftermarket tuner. And if profitable, Fusion Auto will take a car, remanufacture or overhaul, and make the car more efficient and desirable at the same time.